बाबर आजम से आजकल रन्स नहीं हो रहे हैं। आज प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में न्यूजीलैंड के कप्तान केन विलियमसन से जब ये सवाल किया गया कि बाबर आजम बैड पैच का शिकार हैं, तो जवाब सुनिए कि उन्होंने बाबर आजम के बारे में क्या कहा।
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. Look, he's a world-class player, and cricket, it comes with, the full range of sort of feeling and emotion in different periods, and part of it is just navigating each day and looking to improve. And he's one of the best players in the world, and I'm sure he'll be doing that. And that certainly doesn't change overnight. So we know that he's a big threat. And they've got many good players in their side. So we're just looking to focus on our cricket, what we're trying to do, how we're trying to build as a team, but fully respecting the fact that we're up against a very strong opposition.
This side then, Daniel.
Kane, Pakistan came here for that new captain, new coaching staff, new team management. They lost 3-0 against Australia, World Cup, even Asia Cup, they did not good perform. So it is a easy home series for Black Caps.
No, I certainly wouldn't say that. I'd say the talent that Pakistan have and always have in their side is there for everybody to see, and so when they play all around the world, you know that they have strong spin options, always a very strong fast bowling unit, mixed in with a balance of world-class batters. So, that's a pretty good recipe for a very good side, and we saw it quite recently. We played a tri-series prior to the last World Cup. They won that, and they obviously went a long way in that competition as well, and so we know how strong they are as a team. I think as cricket teams, you play so much cricket. There's always change involved. You're trying to navigate that, keep building and improving. And so, that's just part of the journey, really. But we know that they are a strong side.
Can you touch on New Zealand and Pakistan tending to play each other quite a bit in the lead up to ICC events? The 10 games in April last year as well, and then you mentioned the tri-series. New Zealand are coming to Pakistan in a few months. How difficult is it to use this series as preparation for a World Cup in conditions that are probably going to be completely different?
Yeah, it's quite normal as well. I think when you just have your future tours scheduled in, it's quite common that you are playing cricket somewhere in the world, and then you sort of turn up somewhere else and you play a world event. And I think it's just understanding that preparing, I suppose, or having the world event in the back of your mind doesn't necessarily that you gear everything towards it. It's about connecting as a group and being able to make good decisions that you're challenged with in front of you, and that's sort of condition dependent. It can come from all different places. So, for us, it's trying to play what's in front of us as best we can and grow as a side each day.
Last couple guys. Sorry, go one here and then over here.
And when New Zealand are over this time in Pakistan, there'll be a clash with the IPL once more. I was just wondering how you manage that in terms of a big event right after. Is there a chance there's going to be a slightly stronger New Zealand squad this time around than there was in April last year in Pakistan?
I suppose the squad might look a little bit different. I can't remember all the names on the team sheets and the names that will be on the next one, but I guess a few guys will be there that went last time and will be better for the experience. It's always really tough cricket there, and certainly Pakistan in their own conditions are extremely clinical. It is something that we are dealing with now more often than not, really, as you do have players that are playing in different competitions, and then they come together again as a New Zealand national side, whatever it is, whatever team it is, and you look to connect and move forward. It's just sort of part and parcel of the game, really.
Kane, one of the few things you haven't achieved in your career is a T20 international century. How determined are you to tick that off this season?
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? But at the same time, it's all about the role that you have, really, and making sure that your energy goes into that. And we have a strong batting unit, and I think for us to get the best out of what we do is each player trying to play that role, and then we'll look a little bit closer tomorrow. Obviously still a bit of time, but Seifert misses out from the batting unit, and obviously that leaves the rest of the 12. So still a few options to consider.
Is it an extra pacey, an extra spinner?
Yeah, that's the option to look at. I mean, it often caters for all here, so we'll just have to make that decision tomorrow.
In a T20 World Cup, how crucial to have such a long series?
Yeah, you know, naturally, you know, when you're building up to major events, the weight of cricket becomes that format, which is the T20, and you know, playing Pakistan's always a fantastic opportunity. They're consistently one of the best teams in the world, and in all conditions, so to have them here in our backyard and having another contest is great. Obviously we had it before the last T20 World Cup, which was not all that long ago as well, and we're playing in Christchurch, so yeah, looking forward to the start of the series as a team.
There's been plenty of chat about whether there is a future for Test cricket given what's happened with South Africa. Where do you see the future of Test cricket, and do you have any concerns about it?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's, well, from what I can gather, isolated, and it's for the importance of the game of cricket in South Africa, and I certainly am a lover of Test cricket, super passionate about that format, and certainly hope that, you know, it is very much considered when they do make decisions. The people that do make these decisions, you know, are looking at obviously the numbers that go with the game, and naturally T20 is sort of leading that way, but you know, the tradition and history that's connected to the Test format, I think, is special and certainly worth preserving. And I think when we see good Test series, they're very memorable, and you can't quite replicate that feeling, that experience in those other formats. So it'd be great to see, you know, effort going in that direction a little bit.
Just lastly from me, it would be fair to say 23 was pretty disrupted for you. How hungry are you heading into 2024?
Yeah, it was an interesting year. We spoke a few times and about different things, and naturally, yeah, the knee, I guess you're referring to, and you know, it's been progressing really well, and I've been really pleased with that, and felt really fortunate to be at the World Cup and be a part of that, and also feel good. But you know, at the same time, it's a bit of a long-term, I guess, healing process, and that's okay. Although I guess it's just getting your head around the fact that you keep doing the work, and you know that I respond quite well when I do that. So, but nice to be back, getting involved in the series, and I know the whole team are looking forward to the occasion.
And you've had sort of the knee last year. We've seen your elbow issue a couple of years before that. 2 periods where you haven't been able to bat for quite a bit. Obviously, there are different parts of your body when it comes to batting, but how did you find returning to, I guess, the crease after this knee injury compared to returning that first time around?
Yeah, I think definitely learnt a bit about that mindset, because certainly the elbow was really frustrating, and there was sort of nothing definitive in terms of the process to get back and how long it might take. The knee was different in that respect, a lot of data, and so many athletes, as I since sort of found out and connected with, you know, around that specific injury and what it might require, and certainly a lot of fantastic support and steps along the way. But yeah, just that little bit of patience and sort of trying to connect with what's important to your game and sort of to returning, and yeah, and just not being in that rush. I think naturally you're going through that sort of process of healing and rehab, and it's not really what you'd like to be doing, as opposed to being fully fit and playing, but just sort of accepting that it is what it is, and you're trying to go through it as best you can and put the time in and patience, you know, like I mentioned. So when the time comes, you're ready and very much sort of looking forward to shifting through those gears. So yeah, that despite I guess neither being ideal, I suppose having a slightly more severe injury compared to the other one meant that you could look back and see some positives and lessons out of the previous one.
You're going to miss match next week in Dunedin. Just how is the knee at the moment, and you know, do you see that being something you're going to have to sort of work around the rest of going forward?
Yeah, no, I don't think it is going forward. I think it's tough. You sort of get back to playing, and naturally the mindset, and even mine is, and probably the people in this room, is that it's done and dusted, and actually you sort of get a tap on the shoulder, and actually there's work to do to maintain and keep sort of working through it. You know, it is a longer term. It's still relatively early, I suppose, although I've been playing and it's been nice to be doing that. But yeah, just still putting in that work. So it's just part of a plan to keep moving forward, keeping the knee health strong, and taking those steps forward whilst looking to play as much as they can.
And Gary's mentioned a bit of a batting logjam in the T20 side at the moment. He said Tim's not playing tomorrow. Jimmy Neesham's obviously not here. Are you feeling any competition, any pressure for spots in that batting order?
I mean, it's a really healthy thing. I think the fact that so many guys have been getting different opportunities, guys are playing cricket around the world in strong competition, so ultimately that's building the depth of our game, which is a great thing. So I suppose there's still time between now and the next major event, and those decisions will be made much closer to that time.